What's good? What's good? What's good, my peopleizations? What's goody? What's goody, my peopleizations? Talk to me. So we got a lot of news as we have Miss Joette. Peace, bless, Queen. How you doing today? Looks like your camera is unplugged. How could that be? What's good, great brother? What's good, great brother? You can hear me?
How's everything? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Perfect, man.
Hey, so we're gonna have we're gonna have a special guest on today. Mickey Bay will be joining us in a second. Y'all know my new co-host, A-Side, my brother, formerly known as Armstrong Consultant.
Yep.
Now known as A-Side, my co-host. What's good with you? What's good with you, King?
Oh man, everything is great, man. Everything is great. Yeah. We decided to go with the name A-Side. I talked it over with Blue. He liked it. It's a play off my last name, Armstrong, and A-Side. I think it goes well together. So we decided that would be the name moving forward. What's going on, Blue?
Hey, man. Hey, everything's good, man. We got a lot of news.
Oh,
you
man.
We got Devin Haney moving up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I see that. That's going to be interesting.
Yep, we got Devin Haney moving up. Obviously, we got Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. And by default, with Devin Haney moving up, right, does that give us automatically Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson?
Now that gives us for what the hardcore fans are going to want the Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis, but we cannot not talk about Lomachenko jumping ahead of Shakur Stevenson. That definitely have to be unpacked as well. Well, what was your thoughts on that when Loma was ranked number 1 over Shakur? What'd you think about that?
Hey, you see how that works? You see how that works? Right?
Right.
Now he jumped over him.
Yeah.
Because of the perception.
Exactly. And
right,
the perception, which he did co-sign, by the way, immediately after the fight. It wasn't that he co-signed it later on, thought about it. No, immediately after the fight, he struck while the iron was hot. And they used that momentum and to aid them in their petition. You know, how do you think that will affect Shakur Stevenson moving forward? I don't think it'll be too much of an effect on him, but what do you think about him getting an opportunity at those championships titles, just in case if Devin do decide to move up and don't decide to come back down?
It's gonna work out for him, right? It's gonna work out for him because Bob wants to keep it in house. Loma has petitioned the WBC and the WBA.
Okay.
Right. And Devin is moving up.
Right.
So what better way? Loma ain't starting over.
Right.
He ain't starting over. And what better way for Top Rank than to put Shakur and Loma in there?
Right.
It's a win-win situation, right?
Right.
Don't let it go to purse bids and mandatories, because Isaac Cruz could turn around and sneak out one of them belts before you know it. And now they're on the other side for real.
Right. No, I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? Now they're on the other side for real. So, or somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine Ortiz might sneak in. You know, anything can happen now.
Right. I mean, you just at that point, it'll just be too many variables that will enter the equation. So no, I like that. I like that perception. So what about Regis, man? Do we have to give Devin his props? Because his first fight he's talking about is Regis Prograis, where usually people will usually have like a fill out fight. The first fight, they want to fill out the division. They want to, get acclimated to the division. This guy's talking about Regis, arguably one of the most dangerous guys at 140. One of three in my head that I can bring up right away. You know what I mean? What do you think about that when you see that in a kid like Devin Haney?
Man, that I gave him all the props in the world earlier because Regis is a dog. He's unpredictable. Right. He has power. He's not the best fundamental pure boxer, but he has a lot of power. He's unorthodox.
Sturdy.
And guess what? He's a southpaw again.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to think about that, right? Regis will feel more comfortable fighting Devin now than any other time after watching him fought Joseph,
for sure.
And then having had watched him fight a close fight with Lomachenko. Mm-hmm. So, confidence in Regis, that's not a good mixture, to go in with. And Devin's hungry. Devin want to go in. Devin, one of the fighters, and I'm going to say it now. Devin is one of my favorite fighters.
Right.
If he end up getting beat by somebody that equally as talented as him, he still will be one of my favorite fighters because of how he's moving. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I never set out for a fighter to be undefeated. I don't think that is probable. I know it's possible, but I don't think it's probable with the amount of talent that we have nowadays and the fights that we actually want. The probability is extremely low, of someone being undefeated. I think that we should still give those fighters the immense amount of respect due to how they're carrying themselves. If you're fighting other fighters, if you're going after dangerous fighters, if you're doing the things that we're asking you to do, then we should give you all the props necessary. You see what I'm saying? With Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, we wanted that fight. But as soon as we got that fight, people started picking on Ryan Garcia. But we asked for that fight. We didn't want him fighting we didn't want him fighting the Jorge Linares of the world, the Gamboas of the world. He could have easily did that, for a couple of more fights and could have won those fights easily. And then we would have been picking on him saying, hey, man, you're just some model. But the moment he fight a true fighter, it's like everyone jumps on him. I still want to give him props for fighting that fighter. And I just think this year has kicked off in such a good way because we had Ryan Garcia, we had Gervonta Davis. We're going to get anyway. We're going to get Teo versus Josh Taylor, and we're going to get Earl and Bud Crawford. Like, this is what we're asking for. So if any of these guys lose, let's not bash these guys because they're going up against equal talent. You see what I'm saying? Let's bring boxing back up to its glory. You see what I'm saying? Where someone can fight 2 or 3 times and it's amazing to fight each time.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's the thing. We condemn them when they lose, but we condemn them when they don't fight the best. We can't have it both ways.
No.
Somebody got to lose, like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Somebody gonna lose.
Yeah. There's no way somebody walk out of there. That they walk out in a draw.
Even if it's a draw, it's going to be a rematch. The second one ain't going to be a draw.
You're right. Second one's not going to be a draw. Right. Somebody's going to lose at the end of the day.
Right.
It's a zero-sum game. It's not like you're gonna have your favorite fighter fight all these fighters. They're not going to lose. 9 out of 10, they're going to lose. They're going to take at least one loss.
Right. Like Floyd Mayweather is an anomaly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's an anomaly. And the reason why, and I say this all the time, Floyd Mayweather is arguably he's one of my greatest of all times. You see what I'm saying? I would put him up against anyone in history at his weight, obviously, prime for prime. But I'm being honest with you. If guys, I'm thinking of it, if Zab Judah had win, he would have had a L on his record. If Zab Judah could have kept up that pace for the second half of the fight, most certainly that would have been his first loss.
I agree.
You know what I mean? 1,000%.
But the thing about Zab,
Right.
Like Floyd, he was an anomaly too.
Right.
The problem with Zab is that he wasn't committed outside the sport.
Yeah. I heard an interview with Zab. He said once he started coming down here in Miami and he experienced the Miami life, he was like it was rough for him to get up early in the morning, go jogging. You know, you got you got all of the clubs. Of course, you have the women, ambiance, everything that comes to it's Magic City. You know what I mean? And he said it was rough once he came
you
down
rich.
here. It was
And
bad.
you're young and
He's
rich.
Super rich, right?
And
right.
young.
Right. Right. He's not an ugly guy, so that helps.
Right.
That always helps. He had a lot of money, famous.
Just think about this, right?
Right.
Think about this, right?
Right.
How many people you saw with Zab's hand speed, power, boxing ability, quickness, and ring IQ?
It was Floyd. That's why we had to see them together.
Not even Floyd, because Floyd didn't have his power.
Right. Yeah. That power kept him at bay.
And he was a southpaw.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Zab, arguably, if he was committed outside the sport,
I was going to ask you that. If he didn't fade in those fights, you think he would have lost? If he didn't fade,
he would have beat everybody. Think about it, right?
Right.
And he's a southpaw. Like you can't outbox him. He got power, so you gotta respect him.
Right.
Right? He's a bigger tank with more speed.
Yeah.
We always say, imagine if Tank was big.
Yeah.
That's Zab.
Yeah, Zab Judah was a problem. He was an absolute problem.
When he was committed, even when he wasn't committed, look at the fights he had.
Yeah.
He won arguably the first 5 or 6 rounds against Floyd.
He wasn't committed with Floyd. Yeah.
Right.
It was hell.
Look at the Cotto fight.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? These are fights that he was considered past it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But his lifestyle out the ring.
Right. How much of that do you think actually plays into a fighter's winning and his ability to keep a good record, the lifestyle out? Would you say it's a 60-40? Would you say it's a 50-50, 80-20?
See, the thing
how
is,
important is it? Yeah.
See, the thing is, like, certain fighters are obsessed. Floyd Mayweather is obsessed with boxing. Devin Haney is obsessed with boxing, right? Terrence Crawford is obsessed with boxing, right? Errol Spence is not obsessed with boxing. He's committed to boxing. There's a difference.
Right.
Shakur is committed to boxing. He's not obsessed with boxing.
How do you differentiate the two? Let's stay on that topic, right?
Okay. So, Devin Haney, Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, they barely do anything else but boxing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're not hanging out.
Right.
You don't see none of that. That's all they do is boxing. Right. Like dude said on the Terminator. Remember, he said, "You don't understand. He is 1,000 committed to getting her. That's all he does. That's all he's here for. You understand?
You're right.
Bro, that's all. Like you'll see Shakur hanging out. You know what I mean? He'll be here. He'll be there.
Right.
Devin don't do that.
Right.
It's always something boxing related with Devin. Even when he's in Dubai, he's at a fight. Or you understand what I'm saying?
Right. It's
Same thing with Terrence Crawford. Right. Same thing with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather. So Shakur is committed to boxing.
Right.
You understand? And his craft. But he's not obsessed. You know what I'm saying? He could separate the two.
So would you say in a fighter, because it seems like you need an obsessive personality, you know what I'm saying, that almost need to be like a hardwire in you. You see what I'm saying? And then, once you find those obsessive personalities, and then you introduce boxing with them, and they have a talent. Can you potentially spot a great with that? Because that was the difference between Zab and Floyd. One was obsessed with the sport to the tune of he was a fine, well-oiled engine that was ready to go 12 rounds, and one was committed to the sport, but his God-given talents allowed him to be an elite and the ability to be a southpaw, which allowed him to rise through the ranks to the tune of undisputed. You get what I'm saying? So you almost need to have an obsessive personality first, right? In your opinion?
So it's like this, right?
Yeah.
When you Floyd, Devin, those type of, when I say obsessed,
mm-hmm.
I don't know if they could live without boxing.
Right. No, I get we're on the same page.
Right.
We're on the same page. Right.
I think Shakur could live without boxing.
Right.
He wants to be the best. He's competitive. He's committed. He's not going to slack. He's going to be in the gym 24/7. You know what I'm saying? But he can envision a life without boxing.
Right.
Once he accomplished what he accomplished. It's like Devin Haney, all he knows is boxing, like Floyd Mayweather.
What would you put Tank on the spectrum? Is he committed or is he obsessed?
He's committed.
Committed.
Now.
Yeah, because the switch went off
mm-hmm.
with him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he went full on commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Tank's commitment, believe it or not, and this is something I respect him to the highest degree with.
Mm-hmm.
Tank's commitment is for other people, not for him. Tank realigned himself and committed for Coach Calvin, for Coach Kenny, for his family,
right.
for the people in his community, for the children that look up to him. That's what he did it for.
What type of person does that take? To have every ability, God-given ability, they got their money, but they still stay in the sport that they have to be committed to, and you can't play this sport for other people around. And what type of person does that tell us about Tank?
That's what makes Tank so dangerous. Because he feel like he can't fail somebody behind him.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's deep.
These people are counting on me.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. But he in his community, he looked back and he like, I can't leave them behind. And a man motivated by that.
He draw from the greatest force outside of himself. That's
motivated by that.
Man, that's powerful. Yeah.
Man, listen. That's even deeper than being obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Because that tells me you literally have to kill Tank to beat him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've never seen Tank in a position where this is the thing with Tank, right? We've never seen Tank in a position where he was cornered and he was down and out and it's do or die. We never seen that because of his God-given ability. But I do see him in spurts. It's a relentless dog that come out of him. The explosiveness is ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? But it's talent along with it. He's not just some guy that can punch and sock and bop him. It's the way that he punching and get out of the way. I'm like, this guy is uber skilled. And then coupled with the things that you said, the intangibles of, doing it and committed for the people that's around him. I don't think we got the best Gervonta Tank Davis. And that part concerns me with Devin and Shakur, because they're the only two that can unlock that beast. But we've never seen that beast unlocked, so we don't know what will happen if what I'm saying, if he's unchained.
You know what Tank is? He's boxing worst nightmare. You know what Tank is? He is Michael Jackson in boxing. And what I mean by that is, once Tank got the fame, he got the money, he got the cars and the jewelry and the women,
Mhm.
He said, "Oh, this is what it's about. It ain't all it's cracked up to be."
Mm.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this ladder, I'm gonna throw it down, and I'm bringing everybody else up here with me.
Right.
You know, like somebody in the industry like Michael Jackson get there and start wanting to buy stuff like the Beatles catalog, and because they see what it is.
Yeah, it's legendary, right? Owning a chunk of Sony. Yeah, they got just legendary, right?
He's living free. So people talk about, and I understand how people talk about him with a pocketbook and this and that. He's living mentally free.
Yeah,
he's mentally free. You understand what I'm saying? Dude is mentally free, and he sees. It ain't about the money. It ain't about, you know what I'm saying? He sees. He got a glimpse of everything. He got a glimpse of Floyd Mayweather lifestyle. And you see how he looks at Floyd Mayweather? He respects him, but it's like, bro. It don't move him.
Exactly. He no longer have that halo effect that I seen in the beginning of their relationship. In the beginning
the money don't move Tank.
Exactly. Every time he looked at Floyd, it was a halo effect that Floyd had on him. Now it's not disdain. It's not disdain.
Right, because he was in awe of the lifestyle because of where he came from. But once he got it, he got the Bentleys, the Lamborghinis, the houses, the women, the jewelry. You don't see Tank with no big jewelry no more.
Right.
Even his cars is got that big tank I noticed
that. It's not it's not a luxury type of vehicle. Right. It's very masculine, very big bravado. It tells you about it. It tells you a lot about his ego. You know what I'm saying? And it's not in a bad way. It's that he feels like that's how he feels. It matches him. Put it like that. It matches him.
Right. Because you could tell he's doing it for the people. He's not doing it for himself no more. He's been there and done that, and that's what's dangerous.
And it seemed like
because I'm motivated by it. It did.
And now I'm motivated. A year and a half ago, and it was a click. It was a switch.
Because now he's like, Mia Ellis, Coach Kenny's daughter. I got to make sure she reached that status. Right. Lorenzo Truck Stimpson, I got to make sure he reached that status. That little 7-year-old kid and Upton Jim, I got to make sure he reached the status.
Let me ask you something. This is interesting. Let's stay on this topic. Right? Let's stay on this topic. When did it click for you? Because I was looking at something that was pretty interesting. When did that switch go off in you as an adult male that knew it's not about me anymore? When did that go off for you?
It clicked for me when I was 17, 18, man. I always had. I got 5 sisters. Mom. My dad was in the system. You know what I'm saying? And I watch her make ends meet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I've always been enamored with the woman, not for the pleasure part, but because I always view women as an alien. That's weird to some people, but I look at it like this: when you watch TV and when you watch a horror movie, and they be like, "Oh, it's something inside the body. Oh, yeah. It's an alien inside the body, right?" But in all reality, women have kids, and it's a human being inside the body all the time.
Yeah, right.
What's the difference?
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
There's a parallel that you can draw there. Yeah, between the two.
Hey, bro, if me and you bleed for 5 hours, we gonna die.
I'm feeling cold. Right? Yeah, right.
It's over. I can see the pearly gates, baby. This is it right here, right?
Everything bright.
Hey, bro, they bleed for 7 days.
Yeah, right. No, I agree. I agree.
How you bleed for 7 days and don't die?
1,000%, man.
Hey, bro, and, you know, people don't look at it from my point of view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, bro, if me and you, again, we bleed for 2 hours, call the coroners, right? It's over. Bro, they literally bleed. No, it's all facts. I know it's hard for people. You know, I give it to you raw. But it's all facts. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they still carry on with life. They go to 9-to-5 job. You know what I'm saying? They take care of the house. They take care of the kids.
Facts.
Bro, if I'm hit and bleeding, I ain't going to work. Hey, bro, I can't stop the bleeding, bro. I ain't coming, bro.
Yo, check this out. If I got a cold, I mean a cold, you know what I mean? The sniffles. Yo, my wife is like the best. You know what I'm saying? If she got a cold, I'm clunky. I'm like, okay, I just supposed to buy stuff, right? You know what I mean? She's like, no, don't. She's with the cold, helping me out with the girls. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand where you're coming from. They're definitely wired different. You know?
Yeah, man. So I just think that they're amazing. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man, because you know it's pretty cool that you say that, right? And here's the difference, you know. See with Tank, man, Tank got kids, Tank got people behind him, and I've seen that switch go off for him. Whereas when he was by himself, he was a bachelor. You know what I'm saying? A lot of money, young guy out in the town, women, etc. You know, he was kind of like, it was almost kind of like as if he was off his rockets. He'd get overweight. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think the real man comes out of a person is when he finds his purpose. You get what I'm saying? And I don't believe I'm bringing this back to say, you know, I don't believe that, you know, we're going to see the best Devin until he have his kids. You see what I'm saying? And he doing it for, and I believe, trust me, I definitely believe, you know, he's doing it for a greater purpose. But, you know, Devin's that bachelor life, if I'm being honest with you. I got to be 1,000% around, right? Devin's the bachelor life, young guy, box, he committed. But boy, I think we're going to see a different switch around like that 28, 29 with Devin. I think he's going to, if he's doing what he's doing now, he's going to be hell on wheels when that switch turn off for him. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be hell. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was real cool. But
yeah, so for me, man, it's always been a respect factor. You know, I'm human, but it's always been a respect factor, and stay right here. I'm gonna go out in the woods, get this food, and feed y'all.
Yeah, right.
It's always been my mentality, you know. So from an early age, just seeing my mother as I grew, the older of my siblings, and in time, understanding how hard it was for her to make sure we all ate and we all had different tastes. And you know,
no doubt.
It's just, you know, so
that resilience is ridiculous. How much of a factor you think that plays into your drive to this day? Because you got a relentless drive. I mean, it's relentless.
That's why I told you I can relate to Tank.
Yeah.
I won't fail.
Right.
Because it's not about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, shout out to all the mothers in the chat too. By the way, man. Shout out to all the mothers in the chat. Shout out to
every time I wake up, bro.
Thing, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Yeah, definitely, Blue.
Every time I wake up.
Right.
You see right now.
Yeah.
Once we got the understanding, you're gonna be the co-host.
Right.
You see, I don't want to disappoint you. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You understand?
Yeah, no, we're definitely talking behind the scenes. We're definitely you know, communicating back and forth. Yeah.
That motivates me, bro.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah. Disappointing people, especially my wife and kids, and and my mom and sisters. I got brothers, and I got sons. I feel like they supposed to go hunt with me.
Yeah, I know it's definitely a double standard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a double standard.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah, no, I definitely respect that. Being a husband and a father, is weird. I had actually got out when I was 17, on my own as well, and I never ever went back home. And not a lot of people can say that. Usually when you get out, you go back home 2 or 3 times until you get it right. I never ever went back home. I was stubborn. I didn't want my dad to feel like my dad. I got too much pride. I got a lot of pride from my dad. And my dad, I know he wanted me to come back home, but boy, it was some times I was on hard times and I couldn't come back home. I just couldn't. I couldn't let him have that win. You know what I mean? But it didn't click for me, honestly. Even though I was out, it didn't click for me neither until I had both of my daughters. And I tell a lot of young men, I'm pretty young myself. I'm 29, but I tell them it's nothing that it's a deep-seated urge in you to take care of your offspring. You will literally watch your wife and your children at night while they sleep. You're protecting them, thinking like, I have to make this happen, whatever it is that you have to do, whether it's a new job, new vocation, you're learning something in school, you're watching them, and it's something that's deep inside of you. So I see that with Tank, and that makes it hard to root against him, even though Devin's my favorite fighter. It makes it hard to root against him. You like Tank. He's a roughed up Rose. You know what I mean? It makes it hard. So it's not that I don't want to see Tank beat Devin. It's just that Devin's my favorite fighter. I do have a bit of bias in it, even if it's just 1%, but it makes it hard for you to root against a guy like Tank. And I would love to see that fight.
My camera keeps clicking off. I don't know why.
Yeah, I see that. I know that. I noticed that. Yeah, I see that. So let's get uncomfortable. Terrence Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford, and you got Earl Spence. You got to put your
hold on. Let me get the super chats real quick.
Thing.
We got D Lucky brother in the super chat. He says, "Salute, Blue. Salute to you, King." Young King Company brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. What it do? Blue Blood Sports TV. The wife is the 4th place for Miss Fitness. Please, can we get some votes tonight? We in the top 10. Top 5 is next week. We can win it. Next week we can win it. Oh, for sure.
That's what's up.
Drop the link where we can support it, brother. You don't even have to ask that. My whole chat just disappeared.
Let's see if it'll come back. It was a glitch in the other day. See if it'll come back.
Juan Walton, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said, "Can y'all say Haney, Duck, and Tank and Shakur?" No.
Nah. We can address that though. I'll write it down.
And the reason I can't say it, I'll let Armstrong give you his A side. I'll let him give his reasonings, but mine's is that he's been telling us forever and a day his body just can't do it. If his body just won't do it, it can't make the weight. He can't force it. He's still growing. He's still young. There's just nothing he can do about it. Regardless of how much we want him to do it, it just can't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Hey, I saw Dev, right? And salute to Juan Walton dropping that half a dub on us. I gotta get used to saying us. But when I saw Dev in the morning after initial weigh-in, I'm like, man, he looked drained. He looked tired. He had his hood on. He went right to the car. He looked super tired. You know what I'm saying? It's not an excuse. It's not a joke. It's not avoiding. It's not ducking. His body won't let it. It's just not going to happen. That's why when he said he'll go to 140, test it out, and if there's a big fight, I don't see that being a possibility.
Right.
I don't see that being a possibility. Hold on. Agreed. We have 400 people here, and we have 200 likes. That means we have 200 people moonlighting. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in the house. That means we have 200 people here moonlighting. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hit the like button, man. Get the likes to 500. Come on, man.
Hey, moderators, you got guys, let the chat know. We don't mind doing the work. We definitely talking boxing, but it don't cost them anything to hit the like button, and it means a lot to everyone, and it helps us get this content out to you guys.
Yeah, man, it's free, man. Come on.
Now, I like to touch on that. I don't think Haney's ducking for the same reason that you don't think he's ducking. Anybody that have done 30 of anything at a certain weight, I mean, it's time to go up, man. Think about it. How long can you play in Pee-wees before you have to move up a different weight? How long can you play in junior varsity before you have to move up to varsity? How long can you, in every respective sport, you have to move up to to the appropriate age, to appropriate size. We can't not expect that in boxing because we want to see two people fight each other. We want to see two people fight each other, but we also want to see these guys healthy and go home to their loved ones, right? You can't expect someone that is as big as Devin Haney to suck himself down bone dry and fight elite talents. You know what I'm saying? And come out okay. Sometimes that could be the fight that you say, man, I wish you would have just moved up because he got hurt. And what if we're robbed of Devin Haney's future potential because he tried to do one more fight for us and it wasn't necessary. You get what I'm saying? So you have to weigh the pros and the cons. If Devin really feels like he cannot fight at that weight, I would prefer him to go up. I would prefer him to feel better and feel at his best, and then to keep giving us and himself the better years with a healthier body. I wouldn't advise anyone to do something for the fans' sake because you're always going to have a subset of people that's never going to be satisfied with what you've done. And with that being said, man, if he feels like he has to move up, I'm 1,000% with him. If he feels like he can make the fight at it and be healthy, I'm 1,000% backing that.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't. I mean, you can't force your body to do something it just won't do. It's not going to happen.
Right.
Robert Chandler, my brother in the super chat, dropping that dip on your boy Blue. He said, congrats, A-Side. Look forward to your viewpoints and being a fan of boxing. Salute. With that said, I respect Dev wanting the Regis fight, but will his Loma performance suffice against Regis? For those who never seen Regis?
I don't think that performance will suffice against Reason. I believe that performance was set up as a barometer for the things that he needs to work on in order to prepare for a fight like Regis. I think he actually needed that fight with an elite fighter like Lomachenko to exploit an elite fighter within himself, and then he can patch those holes up, and hopefully he can have a better, more dominant fight, over Regis and other southpaws to come. So he absolutely needed that.
I agree. Maya Egypt, peace bless queen. How you doing today? Jay Lynn, peace bless queen. How you doing today? Miss Joette, peace bless queen. How you doing today? Jermaine 419, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. He said the Haney's real quiet after last week. Why they ain't calling Tank name? I ain't heard it ish from that side. Let's see if they still willing to fight and only Tank or Shakur at 135 like they said they would. Again, that Jermaine 419, that attests back to what we just said. I just don't think his body is going to let him do it. His body's just not going to let him do it. If he could, he would. If Devin body can make 135, he'll make 135. Believe me. And he'll fight Tank and Shakur. That's just the makeup of who he is. I just don't think his body is going to allow him to do it. Just plain and simple. Jose Del Sol, brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said, how come Haney is the WBC at 135, but Pitbull Cruz want the WBC belt as well? How'd that work, Blue? Explain, please. Thanks. Pitbull Cruz is not what is he, the regular champion?
Yeah, I think he's the belt under whatever belt under the official champion. That's what Pitbull Cruz.
I didn't even know he was that.
No, I'm not familiar with it, but there's so many belts I can't rule that super chat out.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I'm gonna check it right now.
Right, definitely.
No, Isaac Cruz is number 3.
Okay.
Isaac Cruz is number 3 in the rankings. Lomachenko is 1. Shakur is 2.
Devin have all the belts.
Yeah, Devin is the champion. Lomachenko is number 1. Shakur is 2, and Isaac Cruz is 3.
And Tank have a regular belt.
For the WBA.
Yeah, for the WBA. Yeah. So that's the only one that I know of.
Yeah, the top 5 is William Cepeda at 4 and Frank Martin at 5.
Okay.
For the WBA, it's Tank at the regular champion. Cepeda is the number 1 challenger. Frank Martin 2, Lomachenko 3, Shakur 4, Isaac Cruz is 5. Let's see.
Where's Ortiz fall on that list?
Ortiz who?
Jermaine Ortiz.
And he's not in the top 5.
No. Okay.
He's not in the top 10 of the IBF. Jermaine Ortiz is number 7 in the WBC.
Okay.
He's not even in the WBA at all. Let's check the IBF.
I think he's a good talent. I want to see more of him.
Yeah, he's not. He's not even top 15 of the IBF.
Yeah, I want to see more of him.
In the WBO, he is not in the top 15 in the WBO. And yeah, no credit to Jermaine Ortiz.
Wow.
He gets no love.
Wow. No, he's a good talent. I want to see more of him.
Very good talent. J. Kurt 20, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue and A side. He said, no disrespect to Bill Haney, but I think he's done a great job for Dev, but I think he needs a new trainer. Bill had no answer for Dev late in the Loma fight. What trainer would be good for Dev?
I think we covered that before, me and Blue, and we said that it wouldn't make sense to take Bill away, but it wouldn't hurt to add on another trainer, probably with a little bit more experience than him, that can probably help steer Devin and I wouldn't say a new direction, but steadfast on the course that he's on with fighting elite fighters. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't help to have another voice in the camp and to help out with different viewpoints and things of that nature, because you can't see or do everything, and some people just have a different perspective, and that can help with Devin and his up and coming career, in his future career. So I think he can add on a coach. Me and Blue definitely share that sentiment, but I don't think Bill need to be taken away.
Yeah, I don't want to see Bill taken away. Their chemistry is good, but add to it, like my brother Mickey Bay, that was already there. I think he should be on board. Just a specialist.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, bring in specialists. The Prototype 410, brother. Salute to my brother, the Prototype 410, becoming a channel member, family member of this here Blue Blood Sports TV. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Salute to you, great brother. Trillion Dollar Dream Deuce, what's good, great brother? William O. Stewart, what's going on? Salute to everybody in the chat. I know I didn't get to everybody, but Quincy Carter, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue and A side. He said, Blue, if Kenny Porter wouldn't have stopped the Crawford fight, in your opinion, do you think Bud would have knocked Sean out? I don't know if he would have knocked him out. I don't think so.
I think he'd have knocked him out.
You think he would have knocked him out?
Bud had that look in his eyes, and Blood's a finisher. You know what I mean? It's like, how many more rounds did they have to go?
Because that was the 10th round.
Yeah, no, I think he would have got him out of there.
The reason I say that is because Sean wasn't hurt, like staggering, wobbling all over the place.
Right.
He would have got his bearings back. Sean to dig deep.
Right.
Like when Earl held him and dropped him, remember when he got his bearings back, he started jumping up and down and barking at Earl. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So Sean to dig deep.
But that's the thing. That's why I think that he would have put him out, because Sean would dig deep. And sometimes, I mean, Bud can hit you with something that's just timed very well. He got power in both hands. He's very poised. And in the later rounds, he carries power very well. So I wouldn't feel comfortable with saying that, Bud wouldn't have gotten him out of there because it's Bud. You get what I'm saying? If it was anybody else, I'd have been like, you know what, maybe he could have let him go on. But Bud he's a finisher.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I could see that. I just think Sean would find a way
Yeah.
to finish on his feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then that's one of the things we'll never know because of what Kenny did, and we don't know if Kenny made the right decision or not.
Speaking of Sean, I text him to bring him on the show too.
Oh, Sean, yeah.
Stone Alone, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dip on us in the super chat. He said, "What it do, Blue? Salute to you, great brother. How you feeling? You out there on the grind, huh?" Salute to my brother Stone Alone, dropping that half a dip on us in the super chat.
Skywalker,
brother in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. Appreciate you, great brother. Jermaine 419, brother, back in the super chat, dropping another half a dip on your boy Blue. He said Devin said he made the weight comfortably. That's coming from the horse's mouth. So we holding his feet to the fire about saying he'll fight Tank and Shakur at 135. Let's call a spade, Blue. It doesn't matter. Let's be real. What fighter you heard say that they made the weight uncomfortably? They all say the same thing. Just like they all tell you they had the best training camp of their life going into a fight. And we know that ain't true.
As soon as after the fight, they're like, yeah, my hand was broke.
I don't care what Dev says. I mean, 419. I could tell you what I saw with my own two eyes. It doesn't matter what he said. You know what I'm saying? Of course he's gonna say that because he don't want no excuses made.
Yeah, but Jermaine, you also got to take into account. We said if Devin is able to make the weight comfortably, we have no problem with him fighting Gervonta Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson. We're not saying he should not fight them, or if he's able to make that weight comfortably and healthy. You know what I'm saying? I want to say it to you again. If he's not able to make that weight comfortably and healthy, we prefer a healthy Devin Haney go up to 140 and continue his career and his legacy. That's what we're saying. So it's no ducking, and it is a spade.
It's just like Errol Spence right now. He beats Terrence Crawford. We're gonna tell him, yeah, well, you should stay at 147 to fight Boots. Right. We know he can't make the weight.
Right.
He ain't never missed weight. Devin ain't never missed weight.
But it's a big ask.
But right. Like, we can't keep asking them and we got to be realistic, man. We understand that, and I understand. All right, man. Like, some people just choose, like, you okay, brother. Coda, brother in the super chat, he said, "Oh, so Haney is growing so much in 3 months, huh?"
No, he's been complaining about weight issues. It's just that each year that passes by with somebody that's at their peak is going to be harder and harder for him to get down each time. So yes, 3 months is a big significance when you are already past the weight division. Yes, 3 months is very significant. Appreciate the super chat.
Knowledge of self-determination, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dip on your boy Blue. He said, "No, Porter is too tough. He was not so hurt that he could not continue." Peace, fellas. Blessings to you, great brother.
Nice.
Like, this is what I don't understand. Why do people act like this becomes a silly conversation?
Right.
Okay? It becomes a silly conversation. You know very well the sport of boxing. Do you know anything about the sport of boxing? You know that they all struggle to make weight.
Let me ask you a question. You ever drop weight, Blue, like a significant amount of weight?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, you're not going to no fight. All you got to do is go lift that day. But you just have no energy. None. Right. I mean, absolutely.
I had that today.
You know what I'm saying? And it's called what's it called? I think it's called your non-thermogenic. I forgot exactly what it was, but your body is.
Hold on 1 second, great brother. Coda, brother. I'm not going to tolerate silliness. Right? I'm a grown man, brother. I'm not going to tolerate silliness. What are you talking about? Look at him getting mad. That's silly, and that just makes no sense. Nobody's getting mad. It's common sense, brother. It's common sense. He's been telling you for years that the weight is not easy to make. What are you talking about? Use your common sense. Common sense is not so common these days. He's been telling you for years it's not easy. The same thing Errol Spence has been saying. It's not easy for them to make the weight. They make the weight because they're professionals. But it's not easy for them to make the weight. Period. And it doesn't matter what Bill says. Bill is not Devin.
Yeah,
he don't live in Devin's body. He can suggest and say, hey, Dev, I think we can make the weight. If Devin's body is not responding, that just sounds silly, it sounds foolish, and it sounds idiotic. Period. That's what it sounds like. So don't tell me I'm getting mad. That's common sense. If the dude can't make the weight because his body is outgrowing, what are you talking about? That's not something he's in control of. That's like telling somebody, hey, I don't want to be 7 feet tall, so I'm a still. What are you talking about? Your body's going to continue to grow. It's nature. Stop saying silly stuff. That's annoying. I told you, when the dude got off the scale in the morning and walked to his car, he made weight. He didn't miss weight, but it's not an easy ask. So what are you talking about? He's not lying to anybody. He's attempting to do it. If his body won't cooperate, then what do you want him to do? That just sounds silly. That's like telling Shaq, hey, man, your body needs to stop growing so you can get on these rides at Six Flags. What are you talking about? He can't help that. That's out of his control. It don't even make sense. The dude been fighting at that weight since he was 16 years old for 10 years. Knowledge of self. Appreciate you, great brother.
Yeah, so
man, Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz is taller and lankier than Tank, right? But he can't fight. But him and Tank can't fight at 126.
Right. Of course, right.
Leo Santa Cruz is bigger than Tank when you see them in person. But Tank body won't allow him to go to 126.
No.
Leo Santa Cruz can still fight at 130 and 126. Tank can't do that. So you're asking him to do something that's just simply out of his control, and then you sit here talking about, if he can't do it, then that dude lying. What are you talking about? He's not lying. It's like, hey, we saw what's dude's name on the Lakers? Anthony Davis. He was playing point guard, and then by the time the summer came, he's 6'10". No more point guard for him. But what is he going to tell you? Well, I still could play point guard. It's out of your control. Devin is 24 years old. He can't fight at that weight no more. Period. His body has outgrown the weight. It's plain and simple.
Right. No, I agree 1,000%. And like I was alluding to earlier, if you haven't lost a significant amount of weight, I mean significant, like if you're on a hard regiment, you're losing weight and you're just dry, you know what I mean? It's really rough to just go through a workout. I'm talking about a regular workout. The moment you put food back into your body and refuel, it's a ridiculous feeling that comes over you. You feel so good. It's almost euphoric. And I would hate to have to get that drive sucked down and then have to fight the next day. You get what I'm saying? And to have to, I would hate to have to do that. What I'm saying to you and the viewers is Devin needs to fight at a weight that is healthy for him. If he's healthy at 135, enough to where he can compete healthy, we would love to fight with Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. I don't know how to make that more clear. If he's not healthy at that weight, we prefer a healthy Devin Haney, just like we prefer a healthy Tank Davis, and we prefer a healthy Shakur Stevenson to fight at a weight that they can be healthy and they can display their talents for the boxing fans. That's it. That's it. I don't get I don't get, what you don't get about that. If he can, we will love it. If he can't, he move on, and then we have other legendary fights. That's it.
Like this, right? And then we're gonna bring Mickey Bay. But like this, right? Shakur told us he was going to unify all the belts at 130.
Right. No, we wanted that. I wanted undisputed
right?
for Shakur.
For Shakur. Two fights in. What he had? Two fights in, and he couldn't even do it. He moved up and only had 2 fights. Jamel Herring, Oscar Valdez, and he missed weight for the Robson Casasiao fight. And lost his belts. 2 fights in to a new weight class.
1,000%. Yeah, he couldn't do it no more.
Right. His body wouldn't do it.
Right.
He tried. You think Shakur didn't want to stay there and collect all them belts?
Yeah, right.
Nobody at 130 was going to beat Shakur.
Right.
There ain't even nobody close to being on his level in that division.
And how young he is with the talent that he has, he could have been the first male undisputed twice. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, he definitely would have wanted to do that. No doubt about that.
Cody said he said after Shakur said he could make 130 now. I don't care what he said. You clearly see he can't. Use your common sense, bro. Tremel Brown and brother in the super chat dropping that half a good on your boy Blue. He said, "Salute Blue. A lot of fans don't understand when fighters can't make weight. They're actually draining themselves, and it's taken away from their strength. After the Crawford fight, I hope EJ moves up. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%.
That rematch clause is going to be at 154.
Let me ask you this, because
Tremel Brown is dropping that half a good on us in the super chat. Go ahead, great brother.
Salute. He said because Devin said, or Tank said, or Shakur said, right? You ever say you're gonna do 10 wind sprints? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do 10 wind sprints. You're gonna go out today and you're gonna run up a hill 10 times or whatever it is, right? 100 yards. And boy, you get to around 7 and your body is done. It is absolutely done. You're done. You see what I'm saying? Most people are going to say what their aspirations are. That doesn't mean that their body would allow them to do it. Now, that don't mean, a couple months later, when you develop your stamina, that you won't be able to do those 10 wind sprint. But as of right now, your body will not let you do that. And if you do that, you at risk of, harming yourself, causing greater harm to yourself. These fighters, you gotta think about it. These fighters, carry ego that they're the best talent in the world. They want to give you guys the best versions of themselves, and they want to tell you guys everything that you want to hear. But in all reality, they still have to respect the physicalities that they have with their bodies. And if their body said they can't do it, they cannot do it. They will try, but they can't do it.
Jermaine 419, brother in the super chat. Why Devin won't just say that like a professional? Because he's trying to give you the best fight and the best, and you still don't appreciate it. He's trying to deplete himself to give you the best versus the best, and you still don't even appreciate and understand what he's trying to do.
Right.
You knocking him because he can't make the weight. He's trying to make the weight so he can give you the fights that you want to see. And instead of you appreciating what he's attempting to do, like Errol Spence is doing, you want to knock him and say, well, as a professional, he need to just say that. Say what? He's trying to give you everything you're looking for. That's why he's doing it.
And also, you got to take into consideration, if he was to lose and say, you know what, I wasn't really feeling good at this weight, I should have moved up. You're going to say that's an excuse. If that's how you felt, you should have just moved up. You know what I mean? It's never going to be a way out for these fighters. And we make it hard because if they try to appease all of us, they will never get any. We'll never get any real good fight because they'll be trying to appease all of us, and these guys will end up hurting themselves. What I'm saying, and I said this earlier, and I'll say it again: we need to appreciate these fighters for what they're doing and what they take their bodies through. If some guy is telling you that he can't do something, don't make him do it. I had a friend Miramar High School. My Miramar High School. My senior year, 2013. We was running, doing 707s, and after 707s, we got in trouble, right? I forgot what we got in trouble for. This really good guy, smart guy, lineman, and one of the best guys you can ever meet. And we had to run. We had to do suicides. So we had to run up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It was hot that day, maybe like 90 plus degrees. And the coach told him, you got to run one more. You got to run one more. And then the dude told him, I can't do it, coach. I can't do it. He said, no, you must run one more. So we all out there, we're listening. And and I don't want to tell you the guy name or whatever like that. But, I mean, you can look it up. It happened. And the guy, trying to satisfy our coach, he tried to run one more, ended up catching a heat stroke and dying. He went to the hospital. They tried to revive him, died over heat. He couldn't do one more. Sometimes we think when we try to put our limitations on other people, but we really have to listen to what individuals are saying. The best trainers in the world tell you to listen to your body. Your body know what it's telling you and it know what it needs. You see what I'm saying? Devin is human. Tank is human. Shakur is human. These guys are human. And these guys are so in tune with their body, you have no idea. They're intimate with their body every day through exercise and workout, calisthenics and all these things. They know their body more than we will ever know. And if they're telling you they can't do something, they're telling you they cannot do something after collecting years of data on their body. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're saying. Jermaine, I appreciate the super chat, but he's just like, my teammate that was trying to appease our coach, but he can't. If he can't do it, he can't do it. My teammate died because of that. So I will always have some type of humility to what someone is saying, and to try to put myself in their shoes.
Yeah, man. That's why I said it don't matter what Bill said.
Right.
Devin is living in his body.
Right.
Bill could tell him he got the best chefs, he got the best this, he got the best that in the world. And Dev can make the weight. But he's living in his body. Only he knows.
Right.
Only he knows. And the fact that he made the call to fight Regis and go to 140, it tells you everything you need to know. He ain't cherry picking. He looking to fight Regis Prograis.
Yeah. Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Right. It may not be Tank, but it's definitely a variation of him. It may not be Tank, but yeah, Regis is nobody's walking apart.
I'm a duck Shakur and Tank and fight Regis Prograis. That's no such thing. There's no such thing. That's like saying, hey, I ain't going to fight Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, but I'm going to fight Boots. Okay.
I will still give you the same amount of respect.
Right.
And not being acclimated to that weight division, you deserve the same amount of respect.
Exactly.
What's going on, Mickey Bay?
Yo, what's up with you?
How's everything, man?
Shit, I can't call. It was good with y'all.
Got my brother, the champ, in the building. What's good with you, babe?
That's right, man.
Shit, just chilling. What's going on? What y'all talking about?
The sport of boxing, this sport that you made a name in. You know what I'm saying? And babe, that's my new co-host, A-Side, named Armstrong Consultant.
Hey, what's going on, Mickey Bay, man? How's everything?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, man. I've been watching you for years, man. I appreciate sharing this platform with you.
Today. Oh, okay. Likewise, I know you got to be a beast if you a co-host.
I appreciate you, man. I'm trying.
Got to know something. Test me out.
I'm trying. Sir. No, well, you could just jump into what we're just talking about. How does it feel? I mean, you're the fighter. How does it feel when you want to stay at a weight class, but your body is telling you cannot stay at a what? take us what that feels like. What goes to a fighter's mind when that starts to happen.
In a lot of fighters' case, well, good thing I never had that problem. But like, well, every fighter know what it's like still to lose weight. Like when I was amateur, especially, I was a featherweight, so I went up just to be comfortable, pretty much. So I pretty much fought at a weight that was comfortable for me to make. But it's hard, especially when you're young, because you could grow like in the middle. I mean, you can grow in height, not only in weight, you can grow in height and in weight, until your mid-20s.
Right.
As a man. So sometimes, like that's what happened with Devin Haney, even Shakur, I've seen them both actually get taller in the last year or two.
Right.
So
Agreed.
You can grow, put on, your bone density, all of that when you're still young and growing. I mean, it can happen. And to me, that's Blue. Remember we talked about when I said that's a myth, that weight bully stuff.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be weak. Like it's not an advantage losing a lot. That some people can do it, but it's not an advantage. I'll just put it like that. Like it ain't like it's going it's not like it's gonna be that big of a benefit for you losing a whole. Some people can do it, but it's hard though, man. Like it's I could imagine how hard it is for certain guys, because I know just from losing a little bit of weight, I can't imagine them losing that kind of weight that they lose.
Same here, man. Just losing a little bit of weight, it just leaves you depleted. So I can imagine losing.
And Bay, that's what I was trying to explain to a couple of people right now. That Dev he makes the weight, he never misses weight, but it ain't easy. Regardless if him and Bill saying that they can make it's not easy.
Hey, Blue, yeah, I could make featherweight. That don't mean I could fight effectively,
right?
Like I'm sure I could probably hit the number, but
right.
Not, a lot of people could do, make that. I mean, I think that it's time. Like, I mean, Dev was gonna move up a couple years ago. Before he fought JoJo, he was thinking about going up, but I know Ryan ended up that fight fell apart with Ryan and JoJo, so Devin went back down to fight JoJo. I think it's time for Dev to move up. Just my honest opinion. This was best for him. He gotta do his best for him. Like, I understand people, they want to see a rematch with Lomachenko. They want to see him and Shakur. That could happen in the future. And they want to see him and Tank. To me, Tank is the only one that'd be worth it. If he come knocking, then maybe you might have, I'll make the weight then. Like, long as it ain't no weight, all that BS, all that weight.
Right.
Rehydration.
None of that kind of stuff. Long as there's none of that. Tank would be a big enough fight to do it, because that's a 1 point something million pay-per-view buy at least.
Yeah.
So fun fact, right, Bay? When Mikey Garcia fought Adrian Broner, and I went to the weigh-in, and we got on the elevator together, he had a bucket. I told the story all the time. I was on the elevator with them going down to the weigh-in. He had a bucket he was throwing up in, but nothing was coming out.
Oh, right. Who? Broner?
Mikey Garcia.
Oh, Mikey. Oh, yeah. No, it's brutal.
Yeah. Hey, he was just dry heaving in the elevator. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. No, it's brutal, man. Hey, I mean, I take my hat off to people, that do it and can still get the win and stuff like that. But for Devin, man, like I say, I think that his best benefit is to just go to 40, get him a fight, get him a good fight. I seen him and Regis going back and forth. I think he's some good as a unification, in my opinion. Both of them, Regis got a belt. We can't, you still got to be realistic. Devin, he's been fighting some hard fights back to back. He traveled, went to Australia twice. Then he fought Loma. Even Loma was pushing it. Like,
Right.
so he that one. Him and Regis, I think, would be a good fight for next year sometime. This year, probably, this is my opinion. His dad does a good job managing him, but me and Dad talked the day after the fight, after he just fought. What he was saying, it sounded good to me. Like, now if Tank come knocking, if Tank come knocking, which I don't think he did, this shit, you might have to just one more time,
yeah, right.
That's a humongous bag. So
Right.
that I don't see nothing worth it. I would just I kind of think that Lomachenko and Tank should fight, or I don't think that Tank will fight Shakur.
You don't think so? Why you don't think Tank will take the fight with Shakur?
I don't know, man. Shakur's at this weight. I ain't saying that he's scared or nothing. I just know how business work. Like, man, Shakur, he now that's another example. See, Shakur's he doing it smart because he didn't already moved up 2 weight classes.
Right.
See, Devin haven't moved up yet. He been that weight since he was like a teenager. That's like literally when I was Devin's age, when I was literally like a flyweight at Devin turned pro, and I moved up probably 3, 4, 5 weight classes as a pro. So Shakur is doing the smart. Like he was a featherweight, then he went to 30, then now he at 35. 35 is probably for Shakur. He could fight there probably the rest of his career almost if he want to. Just at least 5 to 6 more years comfortably, I'm sure. Tank
Tank moved up.
Yeah,
Tank. All right.
Yup, Tank moved up, and he even fought at 40. Tank got the power to me.
Loma moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loma even moved up twice. Terrence, a lot of people. So to me, it's Devin, because Devin got more power at 140 pounds. Like Devin get knockouts all the time in the spar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to tell him as much as I possibly can without revealing.
Oh, you've been there, Blue.
Yeah.
I think it was on the Boxing Voice. They revealed that Devin was dropping people.
Man. He get knockouts, boy.
Yeah, no, he got a better punch on him. But when you lose all that weight and against the opponents, he's been fighting high level opponents. It's kind of harder to knock out.
I've been saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, fighting high level opponents, and they don't. It's kind of hard to get the knockouts against certain guys. Like but when you match up, but going back to your question, Shakur at 35, that's like a weight where him and Tank both can reign for a while, like to where that fight happened. Devin, I think 40 would be the weight that he can like reign for 5, 6 years or a long time, like 4 or 5, get a whole bunch of good fights there. So, but Shakur is a difficult fight for a pay-per-view fighter like him. Tank is selling a whole lot of pay-per-views, but the only problem is when you sell a lot fighting against a guy like Pitbull again. That's a great fight. I would like to see it again, but I would like to see, so just being realistic, if I'm Tank manager, I would probably say let's go ahead and try to get Lomachenko.
And Loma made itself the mandatory for Tank too.
Yeah, and that's a beast move. That's what I respect about Loma. He'd fight anybody. I wouldn't go near Shakur if I was Loma. I'm just being honest. Like, I wouldn't go near him just because Shakur, I think I was hearing the fight. I kind of like, but I ain't going. I want Shakur to get the big fights though, for sure.
No doubt.
But I'm just speaking like from a management perspective.
You said from a business perspective, it wouldn't be smart for her.
I'll fight all of them. Like, I think Devin is not a good enough fight yet because of the business. Like, they won't maximize the growth of the buys yet. They both so good. I think that's a fight for down the line. Like, maybe 3, 4 years down the line. I think that let it marinate because of their styles. They real good. Let them get to their primes and like the super max of their prime, and then let them two fight. They already sellers. Tank and Lomachenko, they both Loma is in his absolute prime, and Tank is there too, but Tank is a seller. So I think that those two will be a good fight. Of course, Shakur and Tank will, but I don't even want to talk about it because I don't think that they would fight Shakur. Like, not, I just don't think it'll make business sense on their end. You know, Shakur and dudes like Devin and Shakur, if you call them, they're gonna take the fight. I'm just saying that because I, know both of them. I work with both. That neither one of them think nobody could beat. Both of them got self-belief beyond this world. So if you come knocking on their door, they're gonna take the fight. With Tank is kind of big business. To me, he might be the biggest draw as far as like giving you that Mayweather effect. Like, was you at this fight? I know Blue was.
No, I wasn't at the fight. I think Blue was there. Blue was at the fight. So he could definitely tell you a little bit more about.
Yeah, so Blue, you
felt the atmosphere of the fight.
Yeah, I was there. I was at Bay Crib the night before, the 3 a.m.
Yeah. We was talking Tank last fight.
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, I was there. Oh no, I didn't go into the fight. I did the live stream.
Yeah, you was, but was you in Vegas?
Yeah, I was in Vegas that week. Yeah,
you seen the vibe that he brought out.
Yeah. The energy is different, man.
Yeah, it's different. Like, he got that Mayweather. I gotta hand it to him now. Yeah. To me, him and Shakur and him and Devin, can be two huge. Them could be 2 million plus buy pay-per-view fights at the right time.
Yeah, I think anybody that Tank fights, right? I think anybody that Tank fights right now.
Hey, babe, the energy for Tank fights, the only energy I saw like that was Canelo and Floyd.
And Floyd's fights, period. Yeah, like any, and that's now that matter of fact, who I would like to see Devin fight. I know they won't take it, so it sounds unrealistic, but I would like to see him and Ryan Garcia in like another fight or two. At 140.
Yeah, I think Ryan gonna fight Rolly.
Yeah, that belt. So
and then I think Dev gonna fight Regis. How you see that fight? First off, babe, what was your assessment of Dev and Loma? What you make of the fight?
Oh man, hey, y'all gotta type on our interview. Hey, we had that shit went dead smack on when we talked about it. What was that, the day before the fight, Blue?
That was the day before the fight.
And if that wasn't dead smack on, I knew that the way Loma is a fight, like, you never gonna blow Loma out. I don't care who it is. His fight's always gonna be like, he gonna be in the fight damn near, it's hard to really blow a fighter out as good as Loma. So,
right.
But remember, I was talking about the showmanship. Like, Loma looks so good doing stuff that he can, when he get them combinations off and he just spin out, I mean, the whole crowd erupted, like, just off little stuff. But honestly, to me, Devin won the fight. I went and watched it outside. I thought he edged him even in the arena, but I went and watched it like a judge. And I Devin winning 8-4 or 7-4 and 1. Like, 1 round of draw, 7 for Devin and 4 for Loma. There's no way Loma won. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, like, and keep it real. Loma did have the better rounds that he won than Devin.
Right, and the 10th and 11th was big.
Yeah, man, them was the best rounds of the fight. But Devin won 4 rounds, so you don't judge the fight off of who had the best round, like 1 or 2. Right. So Devin won so many.
I'm gonna wrap it just so I don't mess up the sheets.
He won so many early rounds that Loma, I don't know why he still don't understand to start earlier, but it was hard for me to give him a round from 1 through 6. I had to just give him a round because I'm like, all right, I got to see how the judge is looking at it. Like, it wasn't easy to. He definitely won the fight. Like, the judges, people was criticizing. They need an apology to me because they did a great job in this fight.
Yeah.
Like,
right. And babe, I thought Dev won the first 6 rounds.
Man, listen, when I say he damn near won them, I just gave Loma 1. I'm all right.
I gave Loma 3.
That's what the third round.
I gave
I'm
3.
just to think like a judge, but Now the what he win like the 9th, 10th, and 11th maybe.
Yeah.
Loma, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 4 I give him now. If you want to give him one more, you can, but that's 7 to 5. There's no way you can get Loma 7 rounds though.
Right.
But my was Devin. Devin fought a veteran that was at his best. That he came at his best. Like Loma looked real good, so he beat a top-notch Lomachenko. He got the win, and considering he got that win, knowing that the weight was hard on him, and he dug down and pulled it off. If that would have been any other fighter than like a Devin Haney or a Shakur, honestly, they might have folded in that 9th or 10th, or 10th or 10th and 11th, because that like I was saying, them ages match up to where Loma got so much more experience, knowledge, that he knew that he was going to do that even days and months before the fight. He already knew what he was going to do in the 10th and 11th. Remember, Blue, when we talked and I said,
"Yep,
Devin going to experience him trying to put it in the body and give him stuff that he never tasted yet."
Right.
Because Devin is young. He ain't tasted body shots. Remember, Blue, another thing I said too, he was going to punch up and down. And then he was going to throw one to the body, one to the head, one back, then he was spinning.
Right.
I mean, to me, that was a good that was like a good educational fight for Devin, because to me that's definitely going to be in the top 2 or 3 hardest fights of his whole career. I could already say that now. This way that when Floyd was 24, 25, when you young, you had them hardest fights because you still kind of aged, and then you ain't really hit your man strength and the full experience and man peak yet. That fight is going to carry him.
What experience did you think Devin learned in this fight with Lomachenko?
This fight, I think that he learned. That's a good question. I think that he definitely dug down, because it took some digging down in that fight in them last 3-4 rounds.
Right, in the 12th round, especially.
Yeah, he won that round. See, Loma backed off that round. And Devin won that round. I think.
Thank you, Devin.
I think Devin will learn to keep, because remember, Blue, and we even said this. I was saying that he didn't show how good of a body puncher he is, and he did it this fight. I think this fight he'd know to stay downstairs to the body, and whatever he felt was effective on him, I'm sure he'll kind of bring it. I ain't gonna say bring it into his game, but he'll tighten up what he felt like worked on him, and he'd know in his mind, like, okay, dang, I could do this to another guy, because as good as he is, if that worked on him. But sometimes only the fighter know that, because they might not tell you, like, oh, he got me right there, he hurt me, or he knocked my win out, because you just willing through it. But I think that this fight, like I say, you can't put no dudes in their early 20s or that age in them kind of fights. It's only 2 or 3 fighters that I could see weathering that kind of storm with, like a Crawford or a Lomachenko or them guys up there. Like, it's only a handful of them that could do that, because they didn't experience getting hit in the body yet. Getting, all of the stuff Loma did show, it was his. You could see the experience in the 10th and 11th round, but you could see the Dev, he got through it.
Right.
If that would have just been a good young fighter, they might have. We don't know how it would have went. It would have only been or like a Devin in their age bracket that would have withstood that. Believe me. And this ain't no knock or disrespect. If that was a dude like Ryan Garcia, he'd have probably been up out of there.
Definitely. So having had watched the fight twice, the left straight was concerning to me. What would you have said if you was in Devin corner and you see Loma's coming on in a later round and he's landing the straight at will? What would you have instructed Devin to do?
Honestly, it's moves that we actually worked on, because it's funny that we say this, because we trained for Lomachenko like 4 years ago, or 3. Right when the pandemic started, we was in his garage training for Loma. Because at that time, I'm like, we need to just wait, because he was only like 20 then.
Right.
But one of the things I probably went to my left a little more. He was going kind of to the right, and then kind of, hit down to the right.
Right.
He was trying to hit him with that left uppercut when he, dipped down. Because that's a good thing on an orthodox fighter. Like you can get in that, you could roll the shoulder and slant down a little bit and probably not be stationary with him. Because if you sit still in front of him, Loma, he'll pot shot you. So you can't give him you got to give him some movement, a little more lateral movement, and a little more just moving ahead a little bit, and he got to reach, so you can, he got to reach, so keep him a little more at bay with that long 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
But he did a good job though. He needed that to me. Like it's good that he showed that he can take them shots, and I think that this fight is gonna make him way better for a guy like Regis in the future.
Mm-hmm.
A southpaw that got a mean left that's definitely throwing that bomb. So I think that it was good for him he needed that to be honest with you. That was like him going to Ivy League or something. That was that was a real highly skilled match. Like that was a real good fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and most people can't appreciate the body work that Devin did, and they don't give him credit for it.
Oh, that was effective. Yeah, that's why I mentioned it in the pre-fight, like the pre-fight thing, because Loma, when you look at when he lost, when Salido beat him, it was the body shot. Loma could take a great head shot. It's the body that he didn't really like. Devin slowed him down. That's why he didn't really engage a lot early. He just had to pick it up late because he knew he was behind. But it's all coming together. These guys, like, they still young, so we gonna see guys like him, Shakur, and even Ryan, and guys their age, they still got levels to get better and better.
Mm-hmm. Hey, now, babe, that big fight was announced, man. Errol and Terrence, man, what you think?
Man, honestly, I think that's gonna be I think that's gonna be one of the best fights in history, to be honest with you. As far as like, I think it's gonna be a real violent chess match. Cause they both of them looking for the kill. Like, to me, it's a 50-50 fight. Like it could go either way. Like, anybody that say they winner, you can't really knock them. It's that kind of fight. Like Earl got the size advantage. He could put the pressure on. Good body puncher. But Terrence is a good boxer. He can punch. He could fight going forward, backwards. He could move. He could switch. He got more speed and better timing. Like, I think Earl probably stronger fit. Like Earl might, it's kind of hard to say because their power is different. Like Earl looked more heavy-handed, but Terrence looked like he got that snapping power, like that sharp, where he can counter you and then hurt you. But Earl looked like he got them thudding shots to where it'll wear on you if you like fight on the inside. Right. It's kind of like I think Terrence is the better boxer, better skilled fighter with more. I think he got more elements to his game, but at the same time, Terrence is a good boxer. He just don't move a lot. So to me, I think this shit gonna boil down to. I think it might be like a split decision.
I say that. I say the same thing.
Yeah. I think they both gonna hurt each other for sure. But it did everybody that love boxing need to give them their money. Go ahead and order that pay-per-view. Don't do that shit with the stick.
Definitely.
Unless you really can't afford it. If you go to the club or any of that, support. This is the fight that you need to support. This is one of them ones that they deserve to get that over 1 million buys. Like they deserve that. This is that kind of fight. Like I think this could make for a trilogy, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a 2-fight deal with a 3rd fight option.
Oh yeah. So I think it's gonna be one of the best fights ever. To me, this is the best matchup in at least 10 or 20 years, to be honest.
Yeah, I said this. This is a better fight than Manny and Floyd. It just that was more popular.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it is because even though because Manny already took a good amount of L's, that don't mean nothing. But for Floyd, it does. Like, you're not going to beat Floyd, and he already seen you get beat a lot. Like, no, it don't. Manny is an animal, so it don't really. A lot of them was earlier, but with these two, one of them going it's either going. The only way for one of them not to walk out with a loss is if it's a draw.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them going to taste defeat, but both of them real stubborn. Like they, neither one of them going to want to take that L. And if one of them down in the last 2-3 rounds, then somebody going to be trying to clip the other one. I mean,
who do you give the edge to?
Who do
you give the edge to?
Right now, like in the future, would be like a Devin versus Shakur. Like them in maybe 4 or 5 years. Right. I could see them like a because they, people don't know what kind of power they gonna really have when they 28, 29, 30. They, they still young. It's gonna pick up. So, but they highly skilled fighters, and you got you probably gonna have a couple more fighters that we don't even know right now that might get bet, whatever. But with these two, I do look at it like a Tommy Hearns, Leonard.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest fight since Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, Matt, like on paper and the matchup wise, yeah, I can't think of too many that where they fought at this time to where they both at their absolute peaks. Like they almost can't get no better than they got. Like Terrence coming off of he fought after Porter, but he stopping Porter is impressive because his iron chin. And then what Spence did to Ugas.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, damn, like, I mean, they like at their absolute best.
Who do you give the edge to? If you had to.
If I had to, I would say Crawford. Like, I would say Crawford, but like I say, I'm friends and fans of both of them. Just if I didn't even know either one of them, but man, I just can't imagine Terrence losing. That's just like me knowing him. I really can't imagine Earl losing only to Crawford.
Right.
But if you said you could flip a coin though, because if Earl win, it ain't like I'm gonna be surprised because he's so much of a beast. But that's what I think that they got the odds perfect. Like if you speaking as a betting person, like I think they got Terrence a slight favorite. It's like damn near even, but he like a slight favorite, I think, right now. But it's going to boil down to who's feeling better that day. That's how close the fight is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Right.
They have to wake up on the right side of the bed, both of them. Because if one of them wake up, that breakfast ain't right, or they better turn their phones, any little thing in this fight, like, one of them slip. That's how close of a fight it is, man. It's two dudes is killers. They both can, they both let their hands go. They both come to fight. They both stubborn. They both real tough dudes. Like, and they come to fight, both of them.
Yeah. Rydell Rose, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He said Rocky versus Apollo Creed vibes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough fight, man. Zay Kane, aka Styles Sharpton, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on your boy Blue. He said, "What's the greatest fight y'all ever seen in your lives?" I'll start with you, Bay.
That's a good question.
Damn, that's a hard one. Shit, it all depends. If you're talking about like action packed or just like best fight, because I look at stuff different. Like I say, that Lomachenko and Devin fight was a hell of a fight. Like, but at the time you got fights like, not saying that that's the best fight I've seen. I'm just making an example.
Right.
Or with Mickey Ward and Gotti. It depends what, but in my eyes, it'd have to be some of them fights in the 80s, 70s, or 50s. I'm an old school dude. I like them fights. I like the black and white tapes and I like that 80s and down. Even the 90s, from the 50s to the 90s was my favorite era. So damn, let me see. What would it be? Probably Sugar Ray, Hearns. Shit, I like Ray Robinson and Jake LaMotta. Him and Carmen Basilio. I It's too many fights to name. Like, it's so many. Yeah, y'all can go too, but them just to name a few.
It's rough. I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you. When you say that to me, I'm saying, okay, are you saying like a back and forth? You know what I'm saying? Or are you saying like a complete, wash? You see what I'm saying? Because the greatest fight that I can say I ever seen that just sweet science is going to be the Arturo Gotti, because it's just a sweet. That's my preference of boxing. I like to see the sweet science. You see what I'm saying? So it's the Arturo Gotti. But if you're talking about, what I'm saying, a good fight to me, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm not as I'm not as versed as Mickey and as Blue, so I don't have as much in my catalog. I did see a lot of good boxing fights, but the one that's leaving the lasting impression on me is the last Devin Haney fight, because it's so fresh. You see what I'm saying? It's so fresh. It caused everyone to go back and watch it again, and it have all the makings of a classic. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'll be remiss if I don't bring this up as my classic, because I'm living through this classic. It happened in real time. I bought you see what I'm saying? Everything happened in real time. Whereas those other fights, I already knew the outcome before I even watched the fight. I just experienced it. And this one, I did not experience the fight. I did not know what was going to happen. It was just crazy. So for me, it's going to be the Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. I lived through the fight. I experienced all the emotions. It was beautiful. Greatest wash I ever seen in my life, Arturo Gotti.
For me, it's easy. It's George Foreman and Ron Lyle.
Oh, yeah. That's funny because
Right.
I was watching highlights not too long ago on that. Yeah, George was always in some, because even him and Ali.
Right.
So you know what? I got Ali and Foreman. I mean, Ali and Frazier too.
And Frazier. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Third, when he almost quit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was just getting quit, and Frazier quit before him.
Oh, yeah. That probably was the best fight to me in history.
Yeah.
It was brutal, and that was back and forth. But it's so many. Now I think honestly, it's some fights now that I see that can happen. That can be some. I think if dude keep winning, Virgil Ortiz, because I think him and Boots could be a great fight. Like if they both like keep on dominating like they are, I think that Boots and Virgil Ortiz can be one of them. Like, and then I think I think Tank and Shakur, or Tank and Devin, could be one of those ones. I think Benavidez and Canelo.
Nice. All
right. I like Charlo and I think he said it was
Andre, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good fight.
I think
it looks like Jamal Charlo gonna fight Andre. Yeah, that's
yeah, they styles contrast pretty good. I like the Fulton fight coming up too. People sleeping on the
NUA. That's a very good fight.
Oh, that's an excellent fight.
That's hard. How you see that fight, man?
I think that if Fulton do everything correctly, as far as like because well, he should be over there early. I'm sure he's gonna know to do that because the time difference.
Right. Get acclimated.
Yeah, and they fighting on what, Tuesday or Wednesday?
He need to be there for about 4 weeks at least. In not 2 weeks, not 1 week. That ain't enough.
Yeah, I was thinking like 2 weeks, 3 weeks max.
Yeah, I would be there probably 4.
Yeah, like 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that he could pull this win off. I would say an upset because they got NUA the favorite. The reason why because I never seen him style like Fulton's. The closest that I seen was Nonito, but Nonito still kind of, punched.
And Donaire gave him all types of problems in the first fight. He actually broke his eye, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Yo. Yeah. It's that. That's a 50-50 fight to me. I could see Fulton. If Fulton do everything correctly, I think he could pull off the upset.
Yeah, I got Cool Boy winning because, for one, anyways, jumping up in weight, and he fighting, like you said, babe, a style that we never seen him fight before.
Right.
So he fighting a bigger man that's slick, and a boxer that's quick, ring IQ, defensively savvy, got a jab, combination punches, like that's like a lot to learn on the job. You know what I'm saying?
It is, yeah. Like to me, who is he sparring? Like if he ain't sparring, if he didn't bring no black or Cube, like some guys from this country to slick, it's gonna be a different look for him.
Right.
But that's harder though. Anyway, he just kind of small.
Right.
It hurt Fulton, then he got a chance. But I don't know with Fulton's size if he can hurt him. He went through the storm with dude. What's his name? Figueroa.
Yeah, Brandon Figueroa.
Type of pressure he brought on, I think, prepared him because anyway, as a boxer, he just a boxer puncher.
Yeah. And he fought what's dude name that signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Angelo
Leo.
Oh yeah, he fought him too. So man, honestly, I would give Fulton the edge. Like they got him the underdog, but I mean, he fighting him in his hometown, and dude is an animal. Anyway, so
yeah, he going to Japan. Inoue was 3 division undisputed champion. He undefeated, so that's why he the underdog.
Oh damn, he is undisputed that much?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that. He a hell of a fighter. Anyway, I think anybody that can beat him.
He was 3 division undisputed. I didn't know that.
No, he was undisputed, and he's a 3 division champion.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought he was undisputed 3 times. Yeah.
Oh no.
I was about to say. Yeah.
He's a 3 division champion, undisputed in the featherweight division.
I think with Fulton, it's gonna boil down to his preparation and him doing everything right, going over there at the right time, getting active. He just need to make sure he knowing what he eat. No, he need to do everything right. I think he can pull it off. But yeah, it's definitely a great 50-50 fight.
Mm-hmm. I think I could draw certain parallels. I think Inoue is a heavier thudding puncher. His fundamentals is sound, but then you have the tactician in Fulton, and he can move very good, great feet, box, put his punches together well. It's going to be a good fight. That's one of those 50-50 fight. It kind of has a parallel to, if you will, kind of the Earl and the chance, but in the reverse type of way with them two. So it's going to be a boxer puncher versus a boxer. Whereas it's going to be an exciting fight. It's going to be exciting. It just had a lower weight class, but it has a lot of those elements. So I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah, and earlier in the week for the Spence fight, so that's another good thing too.
Right.
I think that's gonna be a crazy week. They fight on what, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yup.
And then Spence fight on Saturday.
Wait, anyway, and Fulton fight on
the 25th.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they fight on Tuesday.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, I left out too. I would like to see Devin in the winner of the Teofimo
Josh Taylor fight.
Josh Taylor. Yeah, that's a hard one to call too.
I think Josh Taylor gonna win.
I got Taylor in that.
Oh, y'all got Taylor.
I got Taylor in that because Teofimo he's been having an identity crisis, and if you get in there with the Josh Taylor, you don't need to have no identity. You need to know who you are, and you need to be confident in what you bring to the table. And if it was T.O. of yesteryear, I would have T.O. or edge it out to T.O., but not with this Josh Taylor. No. I like Josh Taylor only because of T.O.'s fragile, mind state right now. That's it.
Yeah. That's real hard to call because you don't know where his head is at. And this could be one of them things too, to where can he do what a fighter like Devin did? You got the young dude versus the older, more experienced guy that's gonna put some shit. She ain't really, Loma put it on him, but I think that his shoulder was messed up.
Right.
And you could kind of tell to me, like, because when Loma poured it on him, he poured it on him different than with Devin. Like, he really damn near to get him out of there.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But T.O. kind of got that explosive power to where I think he got to hurt Taylor to win. I don't see him winning on decision. I think, or at least he got to put him down a couple times. But I would like T.O. win because to me, it'd be bigger fights made Tio can get in that round robin with Devin and Ryan and Regis and guys like that.
What do you think about Rolly having a belt?
The way it happened was some bullshit.
Yeah.
But as far as him, he could. Well, now he gonna be the villain for sure because they played Grandpa.
Hey, babe, what you calling Grandpa?
Yeah. Hey, he lying about his age because I'm
back.
And we don't look nothing. He got to be 50 or better.
Yeah. And babe, they said that he got a kid 30.
But guess what? Another thing we go back to, you know what that was? What I just was talking about, experience.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was saying that only the top elite fighters, when you get in the ring with some of these young guys, they never experienced nothing and they don't have the teachers no more. Like, to me, that's what Tio is lacking. Like, I don't think that, him and his father got a great relationship, but, me just speaking from the outside looking in, is he really being taught and really is somebody there really correcting the mistakes and stuff like that? Or is it just like, all right, I'm comfortable because it's my dad? See, honestly, I think, Bill did a unique thing. And I think a lot of people trying to copy Bill Haney. Right. A lot of guys is trying to train now because of him, like, because he did it, but he did it in a strategic way. Like, since he first got Devin started, he always, he learned on the job with Devin. So he got Devin the best trainers since Devin was a little baby, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And he learned on the job as well with him. And he got, he know his son. So, but I think that everybody think like, oh, if they can do it, I can. And in that case, like, because Devin still always had good teachers along with while Bill and him was both learning. But I think that's just a unique situation to where, his dad learned on the job with him and it became that successful. I think that a lot of fighters a lot of fathers are trying to mimic what he's doing because there's so many fathers trying to train now that it's ridiculous almost. Imagine the Lakers or the 49ers or they're talking about they finna, my son played for them, I'm about to coach him.
Right.
Like, this is the only sport where you could just walk up with no qualifications. This ain't putting a knock on.
Right.
But basically what I'm saying is Bill made it work, and I think that people trying to think that they can do it, but they didn't go through the same steps as far as, and even Bill still got people in to this day. But I'm saying from the beginning, he's still a big bulk of Devin's teachings came from Big Floyd, from seniors. So shit, that's the best schooling you can get. They didn't do this. So, you got guys like Teofimo. He probably had other trainers. And, like Ryan made the move to, I see the Derrick James.
What you think about that?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it was a good move but only if he stick with it, because he ain't gonna be able to do what he want to do. Because nowadays, a lot of these cats want to, these young guys, they want to train how they want to train and when they want to. Like, man, let me tell Floyd Sr., when I wanted to run, train, it was times I was finna die. He made me run in boots with hand weights, and I'm sparring like 2 hours later. Ain't no saying, oh, I'm still tired from running in the mountains. He don't want to hear that shit. You'd rather not get cussed out by him. You'd rather just go ahead and face what you got to face and getting cussed out by him. Like, them. I think the days is over of the real teachers and the dudes that, of course, it's flexibility because we ain't have social media and all of that. But I think it's a good move for Ryan if he stick with it and he discipline, because he need to work on his fundamentals. And I think that Derrick James is real good with his fundamentals. Like I mean, you could look at his body of work with Spence and Frank Martin.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah.
And see that they fundamentally sound. And then you got a guy that was a veteran fighter. Derrick James fought for a long time. He's hungry. And he down there working with other fighters that'll help him. The only thing is it's going to be the man in the mirror for Ryan. And he got the right teacher now. So it's just going to be whether he can withstand what Derrick James is going to put on him.
We got Zay Kane, aka Style Sharpening Brother, back in the super chat. He said, "I'm young, so Haney Loma, the closest fight I ever seen." We got Lawrence Harris. Meanwhile, my brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said Teofimo is mentally damaged. Yeah, man, they just be saying, him and his dad be saying some real outlandish stuff.
Yeah, honestly, now if he take this L, yeah, it's gonna be like, damn, it might be like a Fernando Vargas, how Fernando was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of, he told me his story personally though. He put it out there, but I asked Vargas, like, man, why was you getting thrown in with De La Hoya and Trinidad and them back to back, like Winky, Trinidad, De La Hoya, Ike Corte. And what he told me made sense. I wouldn't have known this if I didn't ask him, but it made a lot of sense. Like, he'd probably rather tell it one day, but what he said made sense. Like, basically, he was so wild and shit. They wanted their money, their investment. Like, they wanted to get all the bread out of them that they could.
Like he was unpredictable.
Yeah, but he was a dog, so he wasn't turning down the smoke. To me,
right.
Teofimo was similar to him. Like, if he lose this, then. And Fernando was a dog, so he had that. He ain't had no mental issues at all. Like, he was an animal, so mentally wasn't even the thing with him. He was still able to come back and get a bunch of big fights. But to me, Teo got to win this fight, or it is, I think, going to damage him.
1,000% Teo got to win.
Yeah, yup, 100%.
1,000%. He don't win this fight, it's downhill from there.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I could see Teo beating. At this stage, I could see him beating Ryan, though.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
What'd you see in that fight with Ryan and Tank? What'd you see?
I just think, and I don't want people to think that I'm knocking. Ryan is a good fighter, and I'm rooting for him because he's good for the sport.
Right, but he was against an elite, obviously, right? So yeah.
Ryan is gonna get better when he get older. Everybody not gonna be good when they this young. I think that he gonna catch up later on. I think that because it's gonna take him a while to get out of that amateur. Like, he looked like damn near when I seen clips of him and Devin, he kind of looked like that now. He just got older. But I think that Derrick James would be a good fit because he gonna work on his fundamentals and not just react. Like, when he fight, he react a lot, and that was dangerous against Tank because you did the same thing that every fighter that been getting knocked out. You repeated the same thing over and over with a high IQ because people they forget that Tank is a hell of a boxer and got a mean IQ.
Right.
See, his power kind of make you forget that he a hell of a boxer and that he could pick his shots. He know when you hurt and everything. He know that even over to me. Since he got more experience, he probably know that. That's one thing you could probably give him over all of the fighters around his age. Like, they wait. He older than Shakur and Devin and them. So Tank know when he hurts you. It's gonna take Devin and him a little longer to probably know exactly. Like, oh shit, I hurt him.
Right.
Yeah, they gonna start knowing like in a minute. Like, Tank know that now. Like, so he can hit you with a shot that ain't even that hard, and he gonna go after you, or he gonna know. Tank kind of know when to hurt you or know when you hurt. But what I seen with Ryan is, he stand too tall.
Right.
Like, even on the inside, he the same height as he is on the outside. He don't change his levels up, like get low, and he just react, like he just swing. It ain't like he got hella attributes like speed, he got power. And he got he very explosive, but I think that Derrick James is probably a real good move for him because it's kind of like that saying go with fire. Like, it's only dangerous if you don't know how to control it. You can cook with it. You could either get burnt with it or you can cook with it. It could keep you warm. But Ryan is like that to me. He like a big ass ball of fire. He just, you just got to control this shit and teach him how to. And I think that Derrick James is going to, teach him that because when he learned that, he gonna be a beast. But I think that Ryan is gonna be good, and like you give him like two years or something. I think he gonna be if he stay focused, if he just got his head in the game, and he see dudes like Devin and Shakur, Boots, them kind of young guys love the sport more than anything. And I'm sure Tank does now. Like, like them dudes is different. To me, Ryan, it's gonna be his love for the sport. Is he gonna keep getting these bags and lose his love for the sport? If you lose your love for the sport, you're not gonna really have that hunger. So really the man in the mirror is gonna be his biggest obstacle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, man. Ryan got super talent. It's just do he want to commit?
Exactly, man. Like, is he gonna commit when he got a huge bag this fight. When he get another one, it's like, am I gonna dig down and keep doing this shit when I can be laying up doing what I want to do, especially with Derrick James, because he ain't gonna be doing what he want to do. But it's all worth it in the end. I think that Ryan, if he listened to his trainer, this one trainer that he could trust in and listen to, if he listened to what he's saying and he lived and he focused outside of the ring, I think that and I give him like the year and a half, 2 years, I think he's gonna be, a monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But let's get on out of here, man. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, man, you gotta do a watch party fight with us.
Oh yeah, 100%. What's the next one? The T.O. fight?
Yeah, T.O. Josh Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Got to do that, man, because this damn near. This fight is damn near do or die for Teofimo.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, Josh Taylor want to prove something because of his last fight wasn't his best performance neither.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, and it's a hard fight, man, for both of them. But dude got the experience.
Yeah, Taylor
got that experience, man. So T.O.
And he big. He is southpaw.
Yeah, you saw him, Blue. You say you met him. He real big.
Yeah, he bigger than Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, a lot of these dudes be bigger than what is say on paper because you got to see their current stats. Because a lot of dudes turn pro as they teenagers and they grow.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or that might have been 5'8" on paper, but was 6 feet when we fought because that was their stats from a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So sometimes people they still got their same height or whatever from it don't get updated.
Right.
Yeah, so sometimes you see guys like Mario Barrios, he not 5'10".
Yeah, that dude is man. That dude every bit of 6 feet.
100%. And that happened. Like a lot of guys like turn pro young and they still got the stats. They just keep it up there. Like, okay, he 5'10", or a dude to say it'll say 5'8", and they might be 6 feet now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Mario Barrios, man, they know this obviously. But if y'all could see Mario Barrios in person, you'd be like, nah.
Yeah, 100%. Even Terrence and Earl look bigger in person.
Yeah, facts.
Like and Terrence ain't no small dude. If people thinking that, like, as far as even he's strong as hell too physically. So,
yeah, because he wrestled.
Yeah,
man, like it's gonna be shit. This probably fight of the decade as far as in the, for sure.
Facts. But babe, I appreciate you, champ, coming through.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shit, let's do it again.
Yeah, June 10th. Let's do the Josh Taylor fight. Let's do the watch party.
All right. Cool.
All right. Appreciate you, champ.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, babe. Hey, Blue, this is another one, man. This has been a classic.
Another one, man.
It's been a classic. Hey, I got some I want to talk to you about tomorrow. So
okay,
I'm gonna hit you up. I think you're gonna like it, man.
All right, cool. Say less. Go ahead and close us out, great brother.
Yo, to the peopleization, man, I appreciate you guys starting up with us. Definitely tuning in, checking out what we have. We have some more exciting things that's coming you guys' way. I want to talk to Blue. We're going to be, looking for ways to, bring more value to the show. So definitely stay tuned. We appreciate you guys. If you guys have any suggestions for the show, please feel free to comment, super chat, let us know. We will definitely take those into considerations to add on to the show. Love you guys, man. I appreciate my brother Blue. I appreciate Bay coming on, sharing his wisdom and his knowledge with us, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you. From A side.
I'm gonna call Sean to get him on here, man.
Sean Porter.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on here.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
So I appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding your boy Blue down, holding your boy A-Side down. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.